Behind every moment of adversity in your life, there's always a lesson and there's always a blessing. Every time you're in pain, it leaves a gift behind. Sometimes the breakup is the blessing. See, sometimes you got to get rid of a man in order for God to give you the man that you really need. You just have to hang in there. He might have something better for you. You just can't act too miserable.
What do you do when what God gave you to ride in starts coming apart? Do you give up hope? Do you walk away? I don't want you to define success or to ask God to preserve the temporary. See, God promised to get you there, but he didn't say how. And if you're not careful, you will put all your energy and you'll put all of your work into preserving something that God only gave you for a season. Every blessing is not meant to last the journey. God brings some people in your life to get you from point A to point B. The thing you was counting on to get you to the other side. The job you thought you'd retire with. The house you thought you'd have the rest of your life. And the storm got it. How many of you have lost some stuff in the storm? Lost some people in the storm, and it made you feel like a failure. It was a temporary blessing. If it was meant to stay, it couldn't leave. You're in love with what you had. And you think that if your life does not retain the shape that you started with, you don't think that it can get you where you're going. Just because things are broken in your life doesn't mean you can't survive. Just because things are broken in your life doesn't mean you can't survive. Look at your neighbor and say, I'm gonna make it on in off of what I got left. I can't make it off of what I used to have. I cannot be who I was yesterday. I can only take what I got left. He didn't promise to save my boat. He promised to save me. Stop focusing on what you lost and start living on what you've got left. I have learned that every blessing doesn't come to stay. Every friend is not going to be a lifelong friend. And if they walk away, don't stand there and cry over what was, because if you'd have needed them for the future, they would have stayed. I was reading an interesting article about elderly people, and it said elderly people have been proven to live longer if they have anything living in the house. I mean, anything. Even if y'all don't like each other. You got somebody to roll your eyes at. You live longer. Isn't that crazy? Then they said, it doesn't have to be a person. They said, if you got a cat, or something to worry about, or something to take care of, or something to do, you live longer. If a cat's or a dog's presence can increase the years of your life, how much more would the presence of God increase the years of your life when you find out I'm not in this by myself? I'm not paying these bills by myself. I'm not raising this child by myself. I'm not holding this house together by myself. Everybody in this room that knows that the Lord is with you, stand up and brag about it right now.
We all have things happen to us in life that we don't understand. Doors that have closed, or people that have turned on us. It's easy to live frustrated and fight against everything we don't like. We think that it's holding us back. Everything serves His plan. Not just the good things. The betrayals are serving His plan. The person that walked away is serving His plan. If that wouldn't have happened, you couldn't reach your destiny. What you couldn't see was God had something better. You may not like it, it doesn't seem fair, but it's serving His plan. And when you understand that everything serves His plan, then you won't live frustrated. You won't get upset because you didn't get your way. The person that walked away wasn't a coincidence, it was God moving them away. We need to see difficulties in a new light. That person at the office that's against you, next time they do something unfair, under your breath, just whisper, "Thank you, you just served me." You can't reach your destiny without opposition, without betrayals. It may be uncomfortable, but it's serving you. God wouldn't have allowed it if He didn't have a purpose. Without the betrayal, we wouldn't have salvation. How do you know that closed door, that disappointment, is not setting you up for something that you've never seen? The Scripture says our steps are being ordered by the Lord. If you weren't supposed to be there, you wouldn't be there. Don't be upset over that person that's trying to make you look bad. You need them to reach your destiny. It wasn't a coincidence. It's positioning you for something bigger. Sometimes it's going to feel like you're going backwards. You have to trust Him when you don't understand. All things work together for good to those that love the Lord. Now the test, while it's not good, will you stay in faith? When it's unfair, will you believe that God is still on the throne? That what He started in your life, He's going to finish? This is what Joseph did. If his brothers had not been jealous, if he had not been sold as a slave, if he had not been put in prison, he would have never made it to the throne. And the things you don't like with Joseph, they are leading you to your destiny. God will use people being against you to move you into your purpose. You need people that try to throw you into the pit so you can take your throne. People can't override what God has ordained for you. I wonder if you're upset over something that's serving His plan. A person that walked away, it doesn't make sense. Stay in peace. It's all a part of the plan. God knows what you're going to need in the future. Many of the challenges that you're facing now, they don't have anything to do with now. It's positioning you for something in your future. You will see how God will begin to connect the dots. Instead of being bitter, have a new perspective. It's serving His plan. The betrayal, the closed doors can be discouraging. It's not working against you, it's working for you. God will never close a door without opening a bigger and a better door. If you'll keep the right attitude, one day you'll look back, Lord, thank you for closing that door. Thank you for moving that person out of my life. I would have never met my amazing spouse. We don't grow in the good times. Everyone is for us. Things are falling into place. We grow when it's difficult, when we have to stretch. That's why you can't pray away every challenge. And if the situation is not changing, then God is using the situation to change you. If God made everything easy for us, we wouldn't be ready for where we're going. God has amazing things in your future. But to get there, you're going to have to defeat some big giants, outlast some strong opposition. You have to stand strong and show the opposition that you're more determined than they are. That challenge is not going to defeat you, it's going to promote you. Instead of complaining about what's not turning around, see that as an opportunity to develop your faith. Keep doing the right thing when the wrong thing is happening. Keep thanking God when you don't see any sign of it. His grace doesn't mean He's going to remove every challenge. It means He's going to increase your strength so it doesn't feel as difficult. Now you can handle what you couldn't handle in the past. What used to bother you doesn't bother you anymore.